I'm Slade Alexander, and you're watching Average Joe Sports Talk.
Marquez, producer on the track. Marquez, producer on the track.
Slade Alexander, Cherokee County High School, quarterback, safety, running back.
Sounds like you were a Swiss Army knife, my friend. We come up on you last year. We sent a lot of your highlights, and we had a lot of fans from Cherokee County hit us up about you. Talk about the versatility of your game. Let's start with that, because in a modern day time when a lot of schools is looking for athletes, they need versatility. And somebody like yourself who played multiple positions, have you always done that? Is that something you kind of developed into?
Yeah, I've always, pretty much my whole career, I've just been playing where my coach needs me, honestly. So I've played running back, a little bit running back my sophomore year, and then quarterback and cornerback and safety. I kind of go wherever the team needs me to win, honestly. So I'm not very picky. Like I'm not one of those guys that's gonna tell the coach no. Like I'm just gonna play it wherever I can help my team win.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you this: playing those multiple positions, especially at a younger age like you did coming up, do you think that's helped you better recognize how people defend different positions, and also the versatility aspect is when you're playing quarterback, you know what this running back has to do in those situations?
Yeah, it definitely helps me. I guess you could say learn the position and what's happening on both sides of the ball. So playing quarterback, I know pretty much where that safety is going to be, or if he's going to be moved over on the field. But playing safety, I know it's easier to read the quarterback, definitely from just playing both sides of the ball. So it definitely helps me in both sides.
Now, which position do you think is the most difficult you have played offensively?
I wouldn't say much difficulties playing it. I play it. Quarterback, definitely. You got to have all guys lined up. You got to have them at the right spot at the right time. So I would say the most responsibilities would definitely be at quarterback.
And from a mental aspect, quarterback's the one position that shows strengths and weaknesses more than anything. Normally, if you don't have a good leader or a good, strong quarterback, you don't win. from a mental aspect, how have you hardened yourself over the years to get to the point where you are now?
I guess you say I've looked up to guys, and I've seen how you always got to have a quarterback that's confident and loose.
Absolutely.
I guess you say before big games, you don't want your leader, your quarterback, the guy that everybody follows. You can't have that guy sitting over there in the corner shaking before the game. You got to be loose and just ready to go at all times. Yeah.
Now, you and I spoke off the camera when we was at the house before we came over to film. You grew up with some very, very good coaches and grew up watching some very, very good players at Cherokee County. Can you talk about some of those guys? Let's start with the players that really have inspired you coming up.
Yeah. I would definitely say growing up wearing the black and gold, I've always watched Cody Blanchard for sure. He's
the legend.
Cody Blanchard, I remember watching him in the 09 team and watching how they did things, and more importantly, I've watched Tyron Dupree and his work ethic. It really taught me a lot at a young age, and for Coach Curry to pull me up and to let me see the things that Tyron does to be great, it really helped me as I've got older and more mature and developed my game.
Was there a coach coming up that really resonated with you, stuck out with you even to this day, besides your current coach? Obviously, I know you've talked a lot about him, but is there someone coming up that really made you a better football player and a better man to this day?
Yes, sir. Definitely Fran Blanchard. Coach Blanchard, he always brought out the best in me and stayed positive, because whenever I was young and didn't have the strongest arm and maybe wasn't the most skilled at the time, he pushed me to be the best and to be the best I could be, and I really thank Coach Fran for that, always trusting in me, and he still does to this day. I talk to him all the time, so very grateful for Coach Fran.
I love it. Now, coming up, how many sports did you play as a youth coming up?
I've always stayed busy with sports. I just felt like it keeps me out of trouble, so I've played baseball, basketball, and football my entire life. So I've no all seasons, but I honestly wouldn't know what to do without sports. So I keep my time consumed with sports, and I wouldn't really want it any other way.
I love that, man. That's awesome. Now, you just mentioned without sports. I want to throw something at you here. Everybody knows the elephant in the room is like this COVID-19 pandemic just came down, and it's basically shut sports down everywhere in every format, even to the point where you can't even legitimately have organized workouts. What's some of the things you've done to keep that fire burning and keep yourself in shape and ready to go at any time?
A lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of field work. I guess you could say without being on my own, you can do so much. So I've been trying to consume my time with working out, and I've been getting on the field every afternoon with some of my teammates, and we've been getting reps in and stuff, because I just feel like you got to stay ready. We may not know what may stand come football time, but whenever it does come, we're going to be ready. And
it's coming.
Yeah.
The state of Alabama passed it down June 1st, when you guys can go back to working out. Now you're heading into your senior year now. Up until this point, some of the nuggets you've learned along the way, how are you going to take those and just little aspects of the game and pass those down to some of these underclassmen you got coming up under you now? Because now you're going to be the same. Well, I mean, you're already a leader, man, no doubt about that. But now, this is final year, and you're going to be the coup de grace on this one, brother.
What I tell most of the younger guys is you want to leave it with no regrets. You don't want to go back to your sophomore, freshman year and like, dang, man, I wish I would have went harder, or I wish I would have hit the weight room harder or something. So I basically just tell them to stay positive and always stay ready. I guess you say don't take anything for granted.
Absolutely. Coming out of this, let's fast forward a little bit in the summer workouts and all. How much of your time is spent on each sport individually? Because I know you can't just go all football coming in. I mean, you have to touch on everything because being a three-sport athlete, you know, a lot of people's one-sport athletes that we cover, and sometimes two, but I mean, you're a three-sport true star in every phase. How in the world do you maintain workouts for all three and skill levels for all three?
Well, first off, I thank my coaches, all of my football, basketball, and baseball coach. They work together for letting me go to certain things, say football camps that I got to go to. They'll give me breaks, but honestly, it's trying to balance all three of them out. I don't want to work on football more than I work on baseball or something, or work on, you know, I just try to balance them out throughout the day. So normally I'll try to get all three of them, at least do something in all three sports each day. Just
That's crazy.
try to balance it out. So it's a 24/7 thing, but you got to, I got to do what I got to do.
When do you get free time, brother?
Maybe about 1 week out of the year.
Well, let's say, do you take a day of the week off, or is it seven days a week like David
Yeah,
Goggins?
it's 7 days a week. I just feel like if I miss a day, then somebody's stepping ahead of me. So I try to stay on the grind 7 days out of the week throughout the year.
That's insane, man. Let me ask you this: for those who haven't seen you, that's going to be watching you for the first time, and probably seeing your highlights in this video, talk us through your game. Are you one of those guys that is going to be bouncing off the walls? Are you an even keel guy, or how do you approach the game yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm one of those guys that jumping off the walls before the game. I'm more of a Joe Burrow type. I'm more calm, cool, and collective. Honestly, before the games, I'm more of my mind's focused. I don't talk much. I don't say much before the games, just because I just feel like I gotta be prepared and have my head on right before game time, and then when game time comes, then I'm loosened up and ready to go.
You don't do yoga, do you?
Nah.
Meditation. How do you do that though? Because man, a lot of guys, man, it's hard. Because I mean, anybody that's played sports knows that it's hard to stay so calm. And like you said, playing quarterback, you have to.
I just try to go into it staying calm, you know, because if you get too nervous, like I said, you got other guys watching. You can't give that sign of nervousness. So I just stay cool with it and just wait till game time, honestly.
Let me ask you this, just your football aspect. Do you play 7-on-7 during the summers?
Well, I haven't been on a 7-on-7 team, but we play like with the school and everything like that. But trying to get on a 7-on-7 like team is it's hard playing three sports to get on a 7-on-7 team. But I would love to play a 7-on-7. Just I see now though there's no 7-on-7 teams playing. Everything's closed. So.
Yeah. I was supposed to say, the reason I asked that question is the one thing 7-on-7 does above all else is it keeps your timing, keeps your skills tight, and things like that. How are you going to maintain, your lack of getting to play team ball and stuff like that this summer, going into fall camp?
I guess you say just work on game-like moves, game-like rotations, like to the hips and stuff. You got to stay flexible, stay loose, and I guess you say the main thing is don't get too stiff and be ready for the football season. You can't come into it stiff and tight. You got to stay loose and ready.
Man, you seem like a guy that does meditation. I don't know how you do it, brother. I don't know how you do it. So what school on your schedule every year that when you see that team pop up, something clicks and it's this blank week, we're going to put it on. We're putting on for this.
See, it really depends on the year. So normally it's been big area games like Jacksonville or Oaks Bluff.
Oaks Bluff's been a big one.
But Oaks Bluff's always been a big rival for us. But honestly, this year to me, I would say Piedmont's. I mean, we haven't beat them in 10 years. I feel like the streak needs to end. I mean, 10 years is a long time not to beat somebody. So I definitely have Piedmont on my list, but every game this year counts. So I'm not taking any other team as an off day or taking any team differently because I'm trying to win all of them. So.
But now, Coach, this is kind of not fair. So we got to call the timeout. I mean, Coach Blanchard's been scouting you since you're 10 years old. He's preparing for you since he was 10. Yeah. Man. That's not fair.
Sorry, Coach.
Well, we don't talk no trash on him. Speaking of trash talk, who talks the most trash? Who's talked the most trash? That you played?
Definitely Jacksonville's running back. Rentarius. Ron, I've played against him for a few years, and I respect his game, and I respect him, but he talks trash. I mean, I give it back to him.
I'm gonna say that was my next question: is do you give it back to him, or?
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I mean that's in every sport though. I mean, I don't take anything personal. It's part of the game to me. If you talk trash, I'm gonna talk back. It's just the way I've always been.
Have you found that you can get guys out of their game talking a little trash to them, like Larry Bird used to?
Yeah, it just depends. I can kind of scout them before the game. Guess you say not really talk them, get them out of the game, but they'll definitely have their mind on other things if you get them out of whack and you start talking a little stuff. But you also gotta back it up. So I've always been not much of a trash talker unless being talked to, but just depends on the situation.
I got you. Now, you wanting to play ball at the next level. Which sport would you prefer to play ball at the next level? If you had your choice.
Honestly, man, I love all three, so I really couldn't just choose one right off the top of my head. But I feel like the best fitting would be football. Just because
Versatility.
I just love everything. You know, I love the process of working out throughout the whole year to get prepared for week one. And I've always felt like football is a game of it's a team game. There's really no I in football. It's because if like one guy messes up their assignment for the play, that the plays can turn out bad. So I've just always been football, probably my number one. So if I had to choose a sport, it would definitely be football.
Football. I think, man, you got a great shot. How has your recruiting come along? I mean, do you on a normal year? I know this year's been totally off key, but like it normally is. But on normal years, do you get to go to camps and things in the summers and actually showcase what you can do?
Yes, sir. I went to a lot last year and was expecting to go to a lot this year, but with the COVID-19 and stuff going around, so I don't know. I've been preparing like I'm going to go on a showcase, but it's just whatever God's plan is right now. As far as the entire class of 21s recruiting right now, it's a tough. It's really a tough pill to swallow because you work so hard because I need coaches like to see me, to see where I've came, and with all this going on, not being able to get out there, it sucks, but it doesn't stop anything. It's still gonna work, still gonna get prepared for whatever.
Do you feel that there's a little bit more pressure because you didn't get that camp, you didn't get eyes on you at camps to perform this fall coming up? And if so, how are you gonna handle that?
I wouldn't say pressure. I don't really put pressure on myself as far as the recruiting process goes, because like I said, I'm gonna go hard regardless. I'm gonna work hard regardless of who's watching me. I don't have to have 20 coaches there watching a workout for me to go hard. So I wouldn't say any pressure is going on for me personally.
Don't do it either way.
Because nothing's changed, honestly.
Right.
Nothing's gonna change.
Absolutely. Now, what are you looking for? What is the main thing you are looking for? Because let's face it, being recruited, it's nice to have those accolades and people wanting you to come play for them. But what are you looking for on their end for you to come play ball for them?
I love a school that treats you just like you've been there for 20 years. Like I like a school that treats you basically like family.
Hometown, family
Yeah,
type feel?
hometown, but that'd probably be the main thing I'm looking for, is family type feeling.
Family type, okay. Now, you mentioned God and your faith earlier. Let's go back to that. And one thing I love about Average Joe is we edit our own stuff, so nobody's telling us what to do. Love talking about God on here, any chance we get, uplifting. What's God meant for you in your life, and how has it helped you get to the point you are right now?
God's really brought me through a lot of highs and lows, and I feel like without God right now I would be nothing. I've went through some tough times, and then He's brought me into some really great times, and He's He's never turned His back on me. So I feel like as long as I gotta do good for Him too as well. So
Absolutely.
So if He's given me the ability to play 3 sports and be active like I am, and see, not everybody has that opportunity, and I'm just trying to use my blessings as much as I can, and really live through Him as far as my faith goes, and just keeping Him first through everything.
One thing I like about you, and we even talked about this off the camera, is you ain't sweating the recruiting process. You always mention it if it's in God's plan.
Mm-hmm.
How for those who may not know Christ or anything like that, and you just try to explain that to people, that you ain't got to stress, that no matter what happens, could be the worst of the worst. How could you explain that to someone who may be watching this that could actually find Christ through that?
See, I've throughout my high school career, like I'm not gonna lie, my freshman sophomore year, pretty much, I was really worried. Not worried. I was stressing the recruiting process and everything. Like, golly, I mean, I'm putting in all this work. Maybe, hopefully, it'll pay off and stuff like that. And then I've really came, as I've matured and gotten older, I've really came to the conclusion that God's going to reward you for hard work regardless, and He's going I just feel like God rewards people who work hard, and
100%.
and I just, to stay positive and keep Him first and just follow His path. That's the main thing for me right now. It's just and for younger people looking down, I just feel like if you trust Him and you work hard, man, everything's gonna fall into place. So that's why I'm not stressing it.
You've got me fired up, I can tell you that. I'm ready to roll now. All right, I got a couple of questions here for you. I'm gonna ask you this question, then I'm gonna do some get to knows with you, and then we got one more question we can close it down on. All right, senior season in every sport next year. 2-part question. First part is, did you ever imagine that your senior year was going to get here, or was it something that was just always like, I'm not even worried about it, that's not going to happen? That's the first part. Second part is, when are you going to know that you've left every single thing out on each field, court, field, and field?
First, I'll know once I hang the cleats up, because like I said, hard work. I mean, you can't leave the game and then say, man, I wish I would have done this, wish I would have done that. If you've already done it, everything you possibly can. So I'm not stressing about leaving it with regrets. I'm leaving it with, I know I did everything in my will.
You walk off the field, whether it be state championship or whatever, you're going to know everything I've got in me.
I've done everything I can to be the best I can be.
Absolutely. All right. And the first one part was, did you ever imagine it was going to be here?
Man,
honestly.
No. It's really, when people say, just take it easy now, it's going to fly by. I was always pushing it to the side, like, nah, man, I can't wait to be a senior. I can't wait to have a senior season, and then I'm just like, here it is now, and I'm like, holy crap, man, this is flown by. Like, I'm a senior. But I remember being an 8th grader, and after losing against Hoax Bluff in the 3rd round as an 8th grader, I remember my head coach, Coach Curry, coming up to me and saying, "This is going to be you, so you got to work. You don't want to leave this with no regrets, because this is going to be you before you know it."
Soak this in.
And I really soaked that in, though. really thought about it, and here it is now, and I'm here.
It's
So,
insane, dude.
yep.
All right, here's some getting to know questions, and we're gonna shut it down. What's playing in your headphones as you walk out onto the field or out of the tunnel?
Definitely Lil Baby.
Little baby.
Lil Baby for sure. Lil Baby, a little bit of Lucci. Just stuff that really gets me going.
Get you going?
Yeah.
All right. Favorite sports movie of all time?
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter. Nice. Nobody said that one before. That's a good one. This could be any sport. Favorite athlete of all time. It could be any level. It could be college or pro. Just favorite athlete. Any sport.
Favorite athlete. I would have to go Tim Tebow. For sure.
My man, you trying to get brownie points with me, dude?
Yeah, that's my nickname. Being left-handed,
Yeah.
and having the loop throwing motion. I guess I've definitely had the nickname Tebow for a reason.
The
but
comparisons.
I feel like
That's a great comparison.
yeah, he's good.
No doubt, man. That's my man, dude. To get you the keys to any car in the world, what's your dream car?
I would say like a Ferrari or Lambo or something like that, but I'm more of a truck guy, so I guess I'd say, I don't know, it's Silverado 2500.
I got you.
Something too not too much.
You don't want to rattle the ground.
Yeah.
All right. Anywhere in the world, man. We can go anywhere in the world for a vacation. Where's that spot gonna be?
I've always wanted to go to Hawaii just to see, the
How
tropical and stuff like that. I want to go somewhere tropical.
You're not going out there to check out the ladies, are you?
Nah, no promises.
No
Maybe.
problem. Favorite food to eat?
Definitely a steak and potato.
Steak and potatoes. I
Can't
like
beat
it.
it.
Favorite hobby outside of sports? Like no sports.
Definitely fishing and hunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. What is your favorite shoe of all time? Not brand, but like particular shoe. It could be like an Air Max or something.
I like the Nike Air Maxes. I like the NMDs. Just something simple, not too much, but probably the Nike Air Maxes for
Nike
sure.
Air Max. All right. All right. This is always a fun one. What's a hidden talent you got that people wouldn't know?
That's a hard one to answer. I don't know if I have one.
You ain't got nothing like you don't sing or.
No.
What's your dancing skills like? Kevin Bacon, maybe?
No, see, I'm too white for that.
You too white.
No, I don't know if I have a hidden.
Artists, write books, poetry, anything?
I'm not much of a book reader.
Are you a gamer?
I'm not a gamer actually. I don't
got time
play.
for
I
it,
play
for real.
Madden. I mean, I kick some of my friends' butts in Madden every now and then when I pick it up, but I'm not much of a gamer. I've been outdoors.
Outdoorsy guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess a good hunter or fisherman would be a
Yeah.
hidden talent. This one, I don't know if you've seen our recent videos, has been just gold and the best question we have. Give me a guilty pleasure of you, something that you do that everybody be like, what? Or you're into. Most of them is a TV show for somebody. Like Delvon Fagan's was Honey Boo Boo. And
Goodness.
then Joyner was the Backyardigans.
I don't know. I mean, I like SpongeBob SquarePants still. I mean, I watch it. I watch it every now and then. Having a little sister, you can't change the channel on her, so
He's actually, dude, I found myself. I'll be sitting there 2-3 episodes
I'll
in.
get caught into it.
Yeah.
And I just
Same way,
sit
bro.
there and watch it. Like, what am I doing watching this?
All right, these are either or, so you just pick between the two right here. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
All right. PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
iPhone or Galaxy?
iPhone, no question.
Madden or 2K?
I'd say I'm better at 2K, but Madden.
Okay. Let's see, Call of Duty or Fortnite?
I've never really played Fortnite, so I would say Call of Duty.
Hunting or fishing?
Man. I'd have to say fishing.
I got you. LeBron or Kobe?
LeBron. LeBron's the GOAT.
I agree. Me and you agree on that?
Sure.
Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
All right. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan.
Ooh, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair? All right. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
I don't even know.
Snakes or spiders?
I killed both of them, so I don't.
Equally?
I guess snake. I'd much rather come up. I don't know.
You'd rather which one would you rather crawl on you?
Definitely a spider.
Spider? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's close with this one. All right, we've already talked about your senior year, how you got to this point. 20 years from now, after sports is over with, let's say you go to the NFL for 19, 20-year career. After that's over with, where will you be living, what city, and what will you be doing? What will be your either business that you started or career or whatever you want to be doing at that point in a perfect scenario?
Well, I always want to come back to Center. I don't know. I just
Home.
it's my community. I've been around it my whole entire life, so definitely coming back to Center and supporting the teams, the school and stuff. I couldn't tell you what I'll be doing, what job I'll have, but definitely giving back to the community. Coming back, maybe coaching, maybe just.
I could definitely see
being
a
around.
coach. Somebody so versed, you know what I mean? Kind of like Cody B. Very similar. Man, it's been an absolute honor, Slade, to have you in, and thank God we finally got you in here, and I really appreciate you, man. Thank you.